listening there to the voices of Race and Monsanto, who will be the match of the day in the Americas region. As soon as we finish with EU, we'll be straight into the Americas with Falcone and Language Hacker, and you'll be able to see which of those two players actually lives up to what they've been saying. Talking about people living up to what they've been saying, here's Gallon. He's been saying a lot of stuff today. I don't know if he's living up to it or not.
I have been saying a lot of stuff today. I agree with that. However, I will say one thing. Yeah. I think that Bunnyhoppor is going to win this match, even though I believe Midrange Hunter or Beast Hunter is unfavored versus Token Druid.
Interesting. So why would you think that? That's an interesting thing to say.
No reason.
Would you say that Bunnyhopper's just been playing so well that he has been playing
very well?
SilverName?
Yeah. Well, maybe, possibly, potentially.
Or are you saying that maybe SilverName has brought the same deck 3 weeks in a row and isn't winning with it much?
I think he's saying that.
Are you saying that he's not really invested?
I noticed that there's a big game hunter in his Token Druid list.
Okay.
That's all.
It's a 5 mana 4/2?
Yep.
So, realistically, reading between the lines there, they're not very blurry lines. SilverName has brought the same deck 3 weeks in a row now.
Yes. And the exact same secondary and tertiary deck.
That's the important.
Without realizing that buffs happened and Snip Snap was added to the game and people have switched from Token Druid to Mech Token Druid, which Frozen is performing very well with, and Papa Jason went 9-3 at Las Vegas very recently with, and it's just a great card that fits in the deck, and you can put Replicating Menace in there as well, and I'm just getting very upset about it.
Go Gallon. Get him. We're into the game. Let's see if you are right or if SilverName is right. You've been right a lot today, so...
I've also been wrong a lot today.
That's what happens when you do a lot of words.
They're judgment calls, too.
I just make things up because I seem to get it right at roughly the same strike rate as if I try. Like 2% or something. It's good for me.
It's higher than that.
Whispering Woods, Soul of the Forest in the opener. No coin.
Gets a lot worse.
Meanwhile, Bunny has just got a nice little king curve, but no Master's Call. But can you...
Shimmerfly gets worse when you are on the coin against this matchup. A lot of times, Druid is just passing turn 2. And if they do have a turn 2, it's often Dreamway Guardians. A 1/1 does not line up nicely versus Dreamway Guardians.
No, not at all.
So it will be interesting to see what Bunny keeps. He does elect to keep the Shimmerfly, just as something to play. You do get a random spell from it. You know, sometimes it gives you an explosive trap.
Savvy draw.
He could also do something where he does not play a 1-drop on turn 1. However, I doubt that happens when you pick up a Spring Pawn Lynx. With this kind of hand, Bunnyhoppor can elect to just go Shimmerfly turn 1, and if SilverName has Dreamway Guardians, go Timberwolf, Springpaw the following turn, testing it pretty well. Generally, just playing your stuff so it's in play in these kinds of matchups that are mainly based around tempo is really important.
How do you work with regards to Unleash the Hounds if you're Whispering Woods? Do you just play it and see what happens?
Play it and hope it doesn't have it. Yep.
Yeah. Good. If he does have it, you just trade it 4 mana for 3 and it's minor advantage.
Yep.
If he doesn't have it by then, Bunnyhoppor is going to be in rather a lot of trouble. Double Savage Roar says that, by the way. That's not me. It's the Double Savage Roar speaking to you.
It yells it, honestly.
Yeah. Whispering Woods.
It roars it. That's kind of weird how Whispering Woods and
they
roar.
Whisper,
yeah.
And then they roar.
Yep. Lots of decibels going on in Token Druid right now.
Right, we're back to reality. Bunny is adopting the position of please don't have good cards. Because when Druids start passing every turn, you start getting a bit suspicious that bad things are happening.
I don't think SilverName is really passed every single turn. A lot of times as Token Druid, you will get these awkward starts where you have like a bunch of buff cards.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't have Acorn Bearer or Dreamway Guardians. That isn't like super unusual. Bunnyhoppor could be saying, hey, this means it's more likely that Whispering Woods is in his hand, which of course that's true, but it's not like a hard read that...
Secret plan into explosive trap.
Yep. That does happen sometimes.
I like the way you never just tell me I'm an idiot. You just tell me, yeah, that's a thing that occurs. And then sometimes they do.
I'm not saying anything like that. Just implying it.
Or you could go with sensible plays like Timberwolves and Springboars.
Yes.
And kill your opponent's minions. You
Well,
don't need
actually,
Timberwolf
there's a lot of stuff that you can do this turn. One of them being you could trade off your 2/4 instead of a 1/1.
Quickly.
You'll never know.
Honestly, looking at this, I kind of want to. I think Bunnyhoppor has an opportunity to just play Snake Trap here, and actually sets up to really easily deal with Blistering Woods if SilverName takes the trade.
And
Which
it
very
kind of
often
forces him to take the trade because he's got to test for. I guess he goes.
I think it's the exact
face
opposite.
explosive,
Sometimes it tests for explosive first.
So you just go face here and then you know you're okay.
Because I think trading is the worst of both worlds. Because if it is explosive, you don't actually remove it.
Yeah.
And if it isn't explosive, you proc the Snake Trap.
Yeah, Bunny's usually quite good at those bluffs, but that one, I think you're right, was.
I'm not even sure if it was like incorrect. I'm just saying that in that specific instance. Now with the Scavenging Hyena, though, the Snake Trap looks a lot better. You're going to take 3 trades here. SilverName gets 3 Wisps to use. That means that the Scavenging Hyena is not going to die if he decides to play Soul of the Forest.
Yep.
It means that SilverName probably has to clear the Scavenging Hyena, which means that Snake Trap is proccing, which means that Timberwolf and Leok could both do a lot of damage to SilverName.
Yeah, and you die very quickly if you don't start killing those minions off.
Bunnyhoppor has figured out that this is part of the turn. And I'm just wondering if there's anything else that you need to really consider here. And I don't think there is.
I mean, not really.
I don't see a world where you would not just...
So one thing that happens against Druid is if you never get any chip damage in, they start getting to turn 8 and then you never ever kill them.
Maybe what he's thinking about is if he doesn't trade with his 2/2, right?
Yep.
SilverName would have to trade a 1/1 into his thing and then swipe. But the problem with that is then you give up all the 1/1s to the swipe as well. So it felt like a pretty obvious turn for Bunny, it seems like. In fact, I actually like this a little bit better because if he wants to proc the Snake Trap, now he can no longer... He would have to give up another 1/1 if he wanted to swipe away the snakes.
Yeah.
He trades a 1/1 in. The Hyena gets buffed to 5, so he has to trade another 1/1 in to clear the 3 1/1s plus the 4 health Hyena.
What to do?
As it turns out, none of that is even in the hand.
There is a Savage Roar, though. And it does not line up cleanly at all.
It's a real mess. And Bunnyhoppor, at least for the midterm, is going to find himself in a pretty good position. That could change very quickly if he doesn't finish the job, though, with the Forest Aid and such like coming up.
One thing to keep in mind is that he can pretty much spend all of his mana proactively next turn. That's very important. We're looking at Master's Call being an amazing pickup for Bunny right now.
Scalehide, not so much.
Yeah, Scalehide is something you'd want off Master's Call. But as of now, it's a pretty dead draw.
Deadly Shot's absolutely horrendous in this matchup.
I wonder.
What do you think SilverName switches to? Do you think he switches to his tertiary with Headhunter's Hatchet, Rat Trap, and Mark Shot? There's also and a Snake Trap. He removes Tundra Rhino, Tracking, Shimmerfly, and Revenge of the Wild.
Bunnyhoppor?
Bunnyhoppor.
It made me go for the wrong page.
I'm sorry, did I say another name?
He may have said the other player's name.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
That's my bad.
Thank you.
Quickly.
Yeah, you're taking out Shimmerfly. Although Revenge of the Wild's a card you don't really want to remove, but Rat Track, Snake Trap.
You want to talk about
like
this
it.
play by Bunnyhoppor? I think it's actually quite smart. He misses 3 damage immediately to make the minion he gets off Dire Frenzy just much better.
Yep.
Also, I think just drawing Timberwolves over Snakes is better overall.
How do you fancy swiping here? There's my high-level analysis.
Master's Call off the top.
Headhunter's Hatchet. No, you just have to populate the board in any way you can.
It's not even... It's really bad, but it's not even that bad. Like, you are spending all your mana this turn.
Yeah, the pinks of face aren't that relevant, but yeah, you're doing something. You're putting down 2 things that can remove your opponent's things. That's a good spot to be in.
It feels like since Bunny checked SilverName's early aggression, the pace of the game slows down a bit. It'll probably speed up back when Forest Aid comes down.
Yeah, should be pretty quick at that point.
Again, Bunny really needs a Master's Call at any point in time before that happens. If Bunny gets a Master's Call next turn, I think he can still stabilize and just be able to easily deal with this Force Aid.
Easily, or he can do it?
Deal. Not easily, but deal with it.
Deal is much more comfortable for my speaking than easy deal.
As long as SilverName makes minions here and does not tone up the skeleton, and he does that. Excellent work from the Russian champion of something.
Hearthstone streaming.
Hearthstone streaming, yep. Champion of Russian Hearthstone streaming.
Well, you know what they say? When life gives you forests,
you make Forest Aid.
Next turn.
Yeah.
Bunnyhoppor's doing the same as we're doing. He's like staring at this, thinking, how do I beat Forest Aid next turn?
Answer is you don't.
That seems to be the conclusion he's coming to.
I think you play your spells right now, hope that the 8 mana card isn't in hand, and it very likely is based on how SilverName has played this game.
Yeah. So, use your deadly shot because you're never going to get a good better use than killing a 4/3 because nothing's ever that big unless it's killing you.
I mean, yeah, just play for tempo.
And heal for 1. And so it begins. And then pretty
Master's Call. Okay, if there's a turn where this could be impactful, now is the turn. I'm talking about Master's Call into Timberwolf, Springpaw, Lynx, Scavenging Hyena.
Almost.
So close. In fact, that would have actually been likely enough to win Bunnyhoppor the game. He was just 1 minion away.
Because the Hyena then just commences a race, which it wins.
Well, you also kill 4 of the 2/2s.
Yeah. That's what I mean, the race begins because
Yes,
the Forest Aid
yes,
come
yes.
down and you just ignore the next Forest Aid and hit them for however many million that is.
Now it's up to Bunny to determine whether he gets there with a Tundra Rhino next turn. You know, maybe there's a play that involves Tundra Rhino, Timberwolf, Scavenging Hyena plus a Lynx up top.
What if you're going to draw another Master's Call? Maybe that's nice to have a Tundra Rhino in play.
Yes. I imagine that you still have to play for tempo as Bunny, though. Maybe it involves just like not playing the Scavenging Hyena because you know that there's a Blessing of the Ancients in your opponent's hand, and all it's doing is just staving off. You know, like you might be looking at a turn later where Hyena will actually kill a minion instead of just being a damage soak. Bunny says no, he needs to stay alive.
Right. Lots of options here. A double Soul of the Forest and make trades is 1, but there's going to be better than that as well.
That's slightly better than just playing Forest Aid again. You could go Wardrew, Lodi, Soul of the Forest, make a couple trades, and then hero power down the...
This looks nice.
Yes.
Yep. Perfectly functional board. With loads of backup plan, loads of damage next turn. Gonna look at how Zul'jin...
I wonder if there's a way for SilverName to set up a...
A what?
A lethal next turn.
Must be close.
Well, I'm saying because that is a card that Bunnyhoppor would really want to play next turn, like next turn with his Zul'jin. Unleashed Tundra Rhino seems like pretty darn good here.
I mean, the Unleash coming in before the Zul'jin is so big here.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like twin spell.
We have a deadly shot in our deck. We have a deadly shot in the pool.
Yep.
He also has a Master's Call and a Dire Frenzy. And a Kill Command, which could be good or bad.
we've seen both today.
Yes, mostly bad.
Yeah, the bad was entertaining.
The bad was quite bad. I think the answer is no. Based on how Bunny drew, the answer to my question was no.
Okay.
Wrath pushes 2 damage here, if you want to take that.
But Wrath Forest Age just looks like a natural thing to do.
Yeah, but sometimes the natural thing isn't the right play. You know what I mean?
This is also true.
There's a lot more that goes into Hearthstone turn than just that. You know what I mean? We've seen people do what looks like obvious plays, but just rope it out.
Yeah.
This is the obvious play, and I think that roping it out makes a lot of sense. Oh, he's just 1 mana off.
Yeah, no coin.
No, we do have the coin. We can coin it out. We get the coin from the Zul'jin.
So Bunnyhoppor will be coining it out, depending on the order of
That's
things
so important, though.
getting blown up.
That's actually so important. This is like the difference between...
Yeah, I get it. I'm with you. As long as his things survive and get to kill them all. Yeah, he dies next turn or he clears the board, basically.
Well, again,
now it's less important.
Yes, less important,
Unless
but
he
it's
gets a
still
leap
very
out
good.
of it. 15.
You just got to
17.
play an extra 4/4 and push, what? How much damage do you get to push?
It could have been 17. Obviously, he's got a trade, so it won't.
You push 2 extra damage, put a 4/4 in play. If he uses his weapon to kill a 2/2 here, which I imagine he is doing.
Wow. And now he's got through the majority of the hard part of the deck. When you get through the Forest Aid and you've got some board, Druid tends to just lose.
It just shows you how important Master's Call is in this matchup.
Yeah.
SilverName was firmly ahead the entire time. Bunnyhoppor draws his Master's Call on that one specific turn. Just puts him back in the running to win the game.
What shall we
Obviously, Zul'jin is incredibly important, without a doubt.
Yep. Playing against Druid is so much of a grind when you beat. I mean, even if you're favoured, just killing wave after wave of stuff when you just want to get some damage into their face.
I think the Forest Aid is the card most responsible for that.
Yes, because it's 2 turns in a row where you quite often have to sacrifice your board to get rid of the first one.
Yes. And if you don't, then you die. So it just slows down the game to a pretty slow pace.
But now Bunnyhoppor having the hero power, I was saying about how it doesn't often change much, the actual hero power for Zul'jin. But in this matchup, it's a huge hero power. Just to be able to constantly pick off a minion every single turn.
Just slight optimization from Bunny playing the Timberwolf first, so he gets 1 extra health. Vargas Soul of the Forest.
I concede.
Or concede.
You could go Vargas Soul, but then there's
You could go
one.
Vargas concede and get it.
Yeah, there's 1/1s in the. There's 1/1s in the Snake Trap, which makes it much less of a winning spot for a SilverName, even if he does build stuff.
He doesn't seem impressed.
Did you see at the very end there, their cameras were like next to each other, and Bunny was just going like slapping SilverName a little bit?
No.
Well, that's what was happening.
I think he's just.
I would
slapped him
reenact
enough.
it, but I don't think that would be allowed.
I won't sue.
Okay, but Blizzard might.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
That's why I said it.
That's the only reason I'm not slapping you right now.
Cool. But 1-0 to Bunnyhoppor. Important game for him because he is just off the playoff picture. This division is very different to the one we've concentrated on all day.
Yeah.
Where this is down to almost 4 people battling for 3 spots now.
And I mean, that game was actually pretty tense, I would say. And if SilverName was on the coin, it would be an entirely different story. I think if you could go coin Whispering Woods, Bunny not having the punish with Unleash the Hounds until way later in the game would mean that SilverName probably easily takes it.
Well, SilverName has switched to his secondary deck, which is very much, well, not very much, but it's definitely helpful in this.
Yep, you add stuff and you take out stuff.
Yeah, so you add in some small things.
and you take out other small things. I guess you put in Sea Giant as well.
You sound so impressed with this. You love Druid, obviously. Let's have a look at Bunnyhoppor's tertiary deck.
Is Bunnyhoppor switching to his...
Tertiary.
Yes. That sounds right.
One you were talking about at the start, asking whether I would or not. Yep, the Hatchet allows you to kill more things. Snake Trap allows you to make more things.
Makes
and Rat
sense.
Trap. Rat Trap's kind of...
Whatever, but it's better than, you know, Tundra Rhino in this matchup.
Yeah.
So...
Well,
Or it's not even
the way
that
I
it's
would-
better than Tundra Rhino in this matchup, it's that the 4 cards you add are better than the 4 cards you remove.
Yeah, you've got a choice between the tertiary deck. This isn't your anti-Druid deck. This is just the deck you have available for such things.
Yes, you can't really mix and match here. You only have this one choice that you can make, and the decision is, yes, these 4 cards overall are better, even though the significant, like, even though the Rhino and the Rat Trap are both, the Rhino is slightly better than the Rat Trap.
Yeah, you just end up with 3 pluses and 1 minus.
Yes.
Getting into game number 2, can SilverName win? He feels like he hasn't won for a long time in the league.
That's because he hasn't won for a long time. I mean, I guess he beats Boar Control
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
So
In fact, his wins are only against Boar Control.
that's really funny.
He has 2 wins against Boar Control and 7 losses versus everyone else that he's played.
Poor Boar. What's he do to deserve being the only person that somebody beats? Well, SilverName with yet another decent-looking hand, but he doesn't seem to have been suffering from bad hands over the last couple of matches.
No. I mean, just every single time I watch SilverName, it's felt like he's got a good hand. And then the build of the deck just isn't powerful enough where an average hand from a player playing well on a good list is still winning.
And this is...
And Bunnyhoppor has, I would say, not an average hand. I think this is actually fairly above curve.
Yeah, for sure. But it needs to be. Double Argent Sky Power of the Wild in alone is annoying to deal with. Not to mention, like, interactions that actually occur. Soul of the Forest, obviously.
This is such a minor thing that I want to bring up, but Bunnyhoppor playing his Spring Paw here instead of the Timberwolf is actually very smart. And you wouldn't... It's weird, I would say, but it actually is very smart. He's probably going Scavenging Hyena next turn. SilverName's plays are Acorn Bear and Argent Squire. Against Argent Squire specifically, playing the Spring Paw first is going to be way better. And then against the Acorn Bear, they're pretty similar, I would say. Also, later on in the game, a Spring Paw plus Lynx without a Timberwolf is 2 damage. A Timberwolf plus Lynx is 2 damage anyways.
Yeah, we saw last time how important that Timberwolf can be in other situations as well.
Yes. So even though he loses that additional rush minion for later on the turn against something like Whispering Woods, overall I think it works out better in the long run to play his Spring Paw first. And it's just like such a minor optimization to how to play this deck. And that's why I wanted to point it out.
No, it's cool.
Minor
Like,
optimizations matter.
for once, I was a little bit confused because I actually understood what you meant before you said it. So I'm like, oh. But normally, and I think on this case as well, when you do those explanations, I think it helps a lot of people to understand the intricacies of turn 1 and turn 2, and why people might be thinking, why people might practice turn 1s.
I don't even think Bunnyhoppor was thinking about it. I think
Yeah,
he
he
instinctively knew it.
just-
And I mean, if you run through the situation like I just did, it becomes pretty obvious.
He would have done that when he started playing this deck on game 1,
Yes.
and now he would have known it since then.
Yes. So it's just, it's very important to keep track of like how people are optimizing the game. I mean, like sometimes there's merit to even playing the Timberwolf first. It is hand dependent. In this case, Bunnyhoppor says what I agree with, that
And again, SilverName with yet another good starting hand. He's going to use the coin here, which means he won't be able to Whispering Woods next turn.
that is so upsetting for him. He has to kill a Scavenging Hyena now.
Yeah.
What if... Hear me out. Actually, never mind. Don't hear me out.
No?
Nope.
You don't want me to hear you out, or you
Nope.
do? Or
I
did I
don't.
hear out the thing you wanted me to hear out, which was don't
Never
hear you
mind.
out? I won't mind.
One of the things I was going to say is that Argent Squire and Whispering Woods do not work well together in this deck. They're fighting at opposite ends, unlike Acorn Bear. Acorn Bear works very well with Whispering Woods because it just powers
More
it up.
things.
Yes, but Argent Squire like directly counteracts it, you know, because if you play it turn 1, then there's less cards in your hand. Duh.
Yep.
And that's really important because when you play something turn 1,
Yep.
and your best game plan is Whispering Woods, that means that you're trying to capitalize on what you play turn 1, which means you have even less cards in hand for Whispering Woods.
Like this?
And like, it's just upsetting.
He has a 1/1 though.
He put that in his deck. May I remind you? I'm not even sure if it's right.
I'm looking at it thinking...
No.
That was what I was thinking, that actually the secondary deck just looks worse than the primary deck.
Yeah, it just...
All you're getting is... Because the Direwolf Alpha doesn't do much.
It's like the game plan that SilverName has with this Argent Squires is just antithetical to how Token...
Whoa! Unleash the Hounds.
Yeah, for SilverName's 2 Whispering Woods.
Yeah.
Power turn.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you still take it, of course, duh. But
Job's done.
Well, it might get better.
Mark of the Loa is actually a pretty nice card here. You can deviate from the Whispering Woods game plan.
I think you need to just deviate from making
Yes.
2 1/1s for 4
That's
mana.
what he's been doing this entire game, has been deviating from the Whispering Woods game plan, which is like the only thing that works in Token Druid. Deviating from winning, Lorinda.
Yeah. You're not a fan?
SilverName here has 2 options, and they're both something.
Oh, there's the Whispering Woods.
There's the Unleashed Hounds.
Back on target. Unleash the Hounds with... I mean... Yeah, he has to play it. And he's going to have stuff on board left over.
Wow.
Which is nice.
Yep. That's how that works. I'm sorry, I'm giving a little bit of a defeatist attitude for SilverName right now.
I think he's conveying that through the screen himself, to some extent.
Sure.
Even the panda's given up.
It's a little bit tilted.
It is. That was just an eye roll. Of course you've got it. That's why he didn't waste time getting 7 of them.
Because he just knew that the mark shot was going to pull and unleash the hounds. SilverName's a genius.
Dr. SilverName.
He saw the 14,607 futures, and in them, the Token Druid all lost.
40,065.
This be our neck of the woods.
Can you get the memes right, please?
Well, he saw a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just a little bit smarter as
Yeah,
well.
he kept looking because he couldn't find the winning instance.
Yeah. At some point, he just gave up.
Just 2 more, please. No, now I give up. Well, he's still managing to have cards in his deck.
21 of them to be exact. It's not going to fatigue. Not this time. Bunnyhoppor making the decision between Animal Companion and Master's Call, and deciding that Master's Call is better.
Deciding that drawing a lot of good cards. Deciding that maybe he
knew?
can get into fatigue if he tries really hard.
How does SilverName win this game?
I think when you play Hearthstone, you're always a winner.
That's right. All you guys out there that play Hearthstone, thank you for playing this game. I wouldn't really call SilverName playing this game, though, based on how this game is going.
So Forest Aid is the way he has any sort of hope of winning this game.
SilverName actually has 2 Force Aid in his deck list, so the way he wins is Force Aid on 8, Force Aid on 9, Force Aid on 10, and Force Aid on 11.
Yeah.
I feel like Bunny has enough time, though, to just check even that.
I think so too, but you ask me how he wins. He
Sure,
doesn't win any other way, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's very fair.
It doesn't mean he will win if he does though. He could definitely still lose even if he goes down that play. Anything else that could happen?
I mean, the thing about Bunny's side is it's not even turn 8 yet. We're talking about Forest Aid. Bunny gets another entire turn of development where SilverName is going to do pretty much nothing.
Development's a little bit cut and thrust between now and turn 8, so Bunny's not going to be a long way ahead going into turn 8, I don't feel.
He's going to be a 5-5 ahead at bare minimum.
That's fine, it's 5-2-2. It's a little bit stranded.
And SilverName also needs to draw the Forest Aid, which is not in his hand right now.
That's the X factor.
The X factor is drawing the only good card in your deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
You really don't like Druid decks.
I'm
Particularly this one.
Particularly this one. I'll say that I really don't like this Druid deck. I don't think Token Druid by itself is a necessarily terrible choice. We seem to be metagame dependent where, you know, I think Frozen's bring with it 2 weeks ago was actually very smart.
Right.
But he also spent a lot of time optimizing it.
Just cut you off very briefly. This is actually vaguely promising for Eternal if he can continue to draw from the top.
He needs
of his deck.
exactly Forest Aid off the top right now.
The Soul of the Forest means he will have something on the board next turn, which means that he's not going to be threatened by if he gets the Forest Aid.
Sure.
And Bunny can't deal with it at the moment as it stands, and then Soul of the Forest. That
could work.
Would give SilverName a chance.
But I'm looking at something like Scavenging Hyena, Unleash the Beast. You trade your 5/3 into the 1/1, 5/5 into the 2/2. Really give him no options to win the game.
That's always a good amount of options to give your opponent to win the game.
I guess theoretically you could trade your 5/3 into the 2/2 and then 5/5 into the 1/1, and then it becomes a little bit. Oh, he's even doing this to make sure that his Hyena gets buffed.
Yeah, I mean, that takes down 2 minions instead of 1 now.
Forest Aid, not a Forest Aid, but he does have Direwolf Alpha Soul of the Forest, so for the next couple turns he still has stuff in play.
The secondary deck card coming to the rescue.
Clutch. Gosh, it was so powerful here.
It looks pretty good, to be fair.
All right.
And now Bunnyhoppor has 1 turn to bridge the gap between Zul'jin and Win.
Zul'jin and Win. I like the sound of that. Headhunter's Hatchet.
Yeah, gaining health doesn't work when you're on 30, and Snake Trap doesn't work when you have no minions.
It'd be pretty cool if it did, though. Like, if you could just go up to, you know, 50 life, 70 life.
Yeah, I mean, you'd play a deck that...
There'd probably be some way to abuse it, though. Reno Jackson would get a bit tricky.
Reno Jackson. Oof.
Or Nozari for the people that play Standard.
Okay, can handle that.
Bunny has a decision to make here about if he kills the Direwolf Alpha or not. I see no reason to.
SilverName has to decide if he's going to draw the Forest Aid or not.
I don't think it matters at that point.
It's starting to not matter much. So he chooses not to.
It doesn't matter, so he chooses not to.
Well, you know, you're trying to break up the thread of the conversation. I don't want having any of that. Insert 2 points into the face. And now Bunnyhoppor is down to 26. Master's Call Die Frenzy, or do you want a Zul'jin?
Well, so one of them summons 2 5/5s, plays an Animal Companion, plays a Mark Shot and Unleash the Hounds, and apparently just...
The other one makes a great sound.
Birdoo.
Why is it so much louder than all of the other effects in Hearthstone?
I think it's kind of like a Pavlovian experience, where you listen to it so much that you like come to expect it, and then like expecting it makes it louder because you're like ready for it.
I'm ready for this Forest Aid. And so's Bunnyhoppor because he's kept Zul'jin to get the Unleash the Hound, should he have to face it. Because he would have had 5/5s everywhere.
Maybe Bunny is seeing if he can win the game without casting Zul'jin.
Yeah?
And he like still had all these.
A thing that looks like he might be able to do.
Maybe just juice it up a little bit. Deadly Shot the 3/2.
If I ping him 17 turns in a row, I win this game.
Yes. Bunny has more respect for SilverName than that.
Okay. I'm trying to work out what Bunnyhopper's in the slightest bit concerned about right now. Maybe he's practicing his interview.
Thinking about what to say.
Yeah. This looks like a convincing turn.
Morrisade off the top. What about that one?
We'll find out if he draws it. He does!
And he does!
He gets it! Great. Well done. And now he concedes. With a smile on his face, SilverName loses. Bunnyhoppor wins. Bunnyhoppor sneaks up to 5-5, I believe? I had it somewhere a minute ago, but everything's gone to pieces.
SilverName is at 2-8 now.
2-8. Not a good first season.
Well, you know what they
SilverName.
say. If it is broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. It's a phrase that I understand thoroughly. You're thinking he should probably revamp this Druid deck? Or vamp it?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's looked a bit feeble that he hasn't updated that, to be fair.
Seems like we have Bunnyhoppor on the line. Bunnyhoppor, can you hear us? How's it going?
Yep. Doing well.
So, walk me through that matchup a little bit. Do you think that Beast Hunter beats Token Druid?
His list, I think, but only very slightly. I don't feel great about this matchup. I think Beast Hunter has way better and way worse match. I don't know. It's like maybe 55 for me. I don't feel super confident in this.
Sure, sure. And then I just have another question for you about your tertiary deck list, because you switched to that for game 2. Do you feel like the addition of stuff like Rat Trap and Mark Shot really helps, or is it mainly just the fact that an extra Headhunter's Hatchet and a Snake Trap actually pushes the matchup a little bit more in your favor?
I mean, Rat Trap's complete garbage in that matchup, because like whenever they go 3 things, it's usually like the powerful stuff that he does, especially in his list, never involves 3 cards. So Rat Trap is horrible, and Mark Shot doesn't really do much either. But yeah, the Headhunter's Hatchet is like the reason I swapped to the list is really just the Hatchet. The Snake Trap was sometimes fine in practice. And another upside that is a card that I didn't put in the deck, but by taking out the Shimmerfly and the Rhino, even though I would like to have the Shimmerfly, you make your Master's Call a lot more consistent, because you need, in this matchup, when you play Master's Call, you need to have stuff that rushes. If you don't have stuff that rushes, you can just kind of concede, basically. So by taking out the Tundra Rhino, you get much more often like Timberwolf Spring Paw and Timberwolf Scale Height, which can give you back the board.
I've got another question for you. We talked about this a little bit, but I want you to walk us through it. On game number 2, you decided to play Spring Paw instead of a Timberwolf turn 1. Could you go through your thought process?
I mean, Timberwolf has more upside later, right?
Sure.
And
sure.
Spring. I don't know why I would play. What is the upside of playing Timberwolf? Is my counter question.
Okay, so what I was talking about. What I was talking about was if you play the Timberwolf first, then you have an extra rush minion to play later. Like, let's say if SilverName goes for Whispering Woods. But like we actually agreed with you that going Springpaw first was the better choice, and we just wanted to highlight it. That's
okay.
all.
My broadcast kind of died.
Okay, well, cheers, SilverName. Thanks, SilverName. So, cheers, Bunnyhoppor. We weren't talking to SilverName, as you may have worked out. Thank you so much for your time. We are going to let you go to get on with our NA broadcast now, but always great to hear from you. So, good luck with the playoffs. You're getting close to that line now. Might be between you and Viper. That could be spicy. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Thanks a lot for the point, Galen.
Well, all right then.
Yeah. No.
Well, apparently for him it was just very obvious.
Yeah, it was to me actually. That one was interesting.
Maybe
I didn't understand the rush thing at first, but when you explained it, I got the point more. But because Timberwolf is so much better.
Maybe I was just overthinking it. That could be it too.
Maybe, but it's better to overthink it and work it out than.
When you got time, you sometimes overthink things. He came to the conclusion that Springpaw first is just obvious.
Yeah. Well, it's been
that is
3 days of Hearthstone. For you, it's been
done,
3 weeks of Hearthstone. How's it been your last 3 weeks?
it's been pretty good. You know, got a cast 2 weeks ago. Do all right at Vegas. Come here, but I am looking forward to, you know, taking a nap when I get home. It's been a little bit tiring.
Well, I've had a great time casting with you. Thank you very much for the hard carry over the last few days. Thank you, people, as well, for being out there and watching this. But don't go anywhere, because in just a few moments, we're going to have all of the matches for Super Sunday for the NA region, for the Americas region. See you then.